I am not a Republican or a Democrat. I am not the smartest, nor am I the one with the most intellect. I am not one who believes that a country that is comprised of a melting pot can do it alone, despite racism, division, prejudice, or sexism. Despite our differences, I am one who believes that we have to be accountable for our own community, and no one owes us anything, especially if we can't show we can take care of our own community with a plan of action.
So it was really interesting, the trend that we've been seeing. In 2018, actually, we had fewer store closures than in 2017, but 2019 is starting out to be another year for major retail store closures. So year to date, we have at least 5,163 store closures that have been announced.
The shopping landscape has changed in the recent decade. The retail apocalypse began in 2010, and since then, many North American retail stores have struggled to stay above water. Over 12,000 physical stores are gone. Victoria's Secret, they did announce they were closing 53 stores this year. JCPenney, company closed 139 stores. Kmart, this year Kmart closed 48 stores. Francesca's, that they would close 30 to 40 stores, 129 in upcoming years. Target, 6 stores by February 2019. Sears, 241 Sears department stores might end operations this year. 150 Kmart stores closed. Gymboree, leading to 800 stores shutting down. Starbucks, closing 150 coffee shops. Kohl's, closing 4 stores this year. GNC, 500 to 700 more closures. Lord & Taylor, closed 10 stores in 2019. Henry Bendel, the worst performing company is Shopko. 2/3 of its locations. Lowe's is closing 20 of its unperforming stores, 120 locations. 300 stores by 2020. Chico's, 250 stores in the next 3 years. J.Crew has closed 6 clothing stores. Ascena Retail Group, 667 stores for the next 2 years. Charlotte Russe, 94 of its 512 stores. Gap closed up to 230. Payless shoe stores. We Must bid Payless goodbyes. Macy's, closing 100 of its 728 stores.
No one is exempt from loss of jobs and the closing of small businesses as a result. This plan of action is for any community or educational institutions, as well as universities, black, white, red, or orange, who sees this as an opportunity to work as a community to keep their community thriving. We have seen that government can't do it for us, despite race and despite the distrust that most of America have towards government. So do we continue to wait until we receive the knock on our door? Or do we come together as a community to say we can't afford to lose trust in a system that isn't working for both Democrats and Republicans? We can no longer point fingers when various communities join in an effort to save their own communities.
It is currently pushing, right now, a new rule that would deny food assistance and food stamps to 3 million Americans. The same rule would also operate to potentially kick 500,000 low-income children off of programs that provide either free or reduced price school lunches. Now, that is a huge deal for low-income Americans, white or black, rural or urban. We are a rich nation with a lot of people struggling to even get fed.
Well, there's no question Trump and Republicans, frankly, for decades before him, wanted to give the nation the false impression that everyone getting SNAP, the new name for food stamps, was non-white, when the largest number of Americans getting SNAP food stamps are white.
So he is trying to cut a program that helps kids eat. You're saying the majority of whom are white and some of whom are black, and the main thing that unites them is they're hungry.
That's correct. The states that have the highest level of SNAP food stamps participation per capita are southern states that voted for Trump. His supporters are going to learn the hard way that racism doesn't put food on the table. Not only are they taking SNAP away from 3 million Americans, most of whom are working, the rest are children, senior citizens, working people, people with disabilities, veterans, but they're taking food away from 500,000 kids in school meals, because when you lose SNAP eligibility, you also lose school meals eligibility. It is a lose-lose.
In March, the Trump administration pushed to slash funding for affordable housing programs in America, as well as pushing cuts to the education department, curtailing key after-school programs, ending teacher training programs, and curtailing grants for supplemental school programs.
You have a large African-American population, and they really appreciate what I'm doing.
That there is no comprehensive urban policy, that there's been an assault in Donald Trump's budget proposals on education programs, housing programs, an assault on the fair housing rule at the Department of Housing and Urban Development, work requirements for Medicaid.
I want to read some quotes from suburban women. Quote, "I don't like the way he talks about other people. I'm just ashamed to be an American right now. Of all the people, of the disrespect and the lies and the stuff, it's too much for me. And the way he treats people, it's horrible."
Look, this is the time for Americans to rise, of all kinds, of all types, of all backgrounds. We're here to uplift people on the margins for the betterment of everybody across the board. Their health care, their pharmaceutical costs, their public health overall, their education. We're here to talk about real policy initiatives that will advance America forward for the next 100 years.
According to fact finders, study reveals more U.S. businesses closing than opening. 20% of small businesses fail in their first year, 30% fail within their second year, and 50% fail after 5 years in business. By the 5th year in business, about half of all small businesses fail. Common reasons cited for business failure including poor location, lack of experience, poor management, insufficient capital, unexpected growth, personal use of funds, over-investing in fixed assets, and poor credit arrangement. Yet, sometimes even a profitable business decides to close its doors. And finally, 70% of small business owners fail in their 10th year in business. We can't allow that to happen to our business as well as our communities. Welcome to VP Solutions Connection. We're just going to keep it simple. It's for all organizations, business owners, nonprofits, self-employed, underemployed, unemployed, and those who do your fundraisers. And this is also for the consumer. It's a referral and branding campaign, but a campaign where everyone is for accountability. I'm going to ask you a question. If VP Solution can get your content to thousands of customers weekly, monthly, adding your own introductory infomercial video, now someone can see your commercial, versus a business card that we have, and we have no idea who you are. We have no idea what your personality is like. We have no idea how much of a quality service it is that you have. We're talking about video testimonials. How much more will you pay for advertising? We know that businesses are paying thousands and thousands without a guarantee, and you're seeing a return off of your investment. It's a referral sharing program that benefits everyone. So what do you mean by that? Well, we're going to have our consumers now go to your establishment and refer you to this virtual branding solution video directory. Once you're inside of this virtual branding solution video directory affiliate program, the community, the consumers, are now sharing on their social media page. Susan shared with Tom, Tom shared with David, David shared with John, and they all have 20K followers. It's not including your YouTube and Instagram, the other social media platforms. What happens now is your video directory business card is now shared by the mass. Advertising companies that are charging you thousands monthly for VB Solution, that money is going right back into the consumer's pocket. Even if you have a business, you can participate and make this your second business. Only thing you're doing is referring. So we give you pretty much half of whatever it is that comes in. But the accountability factor is everyone must share on their social media platforms. So this means when you refer, you're now getting paid. The more you refer, the more you get paid. The less bills you have to pay, and the more free time you're able to enjoy yourself, your family, and your friends. This is no multi-level marketing. It's you partnering with VB Solution, receiving shared interest. That's it. I mean, it's simple, it's to the point. We ask for the small businesses is give away something of your business every single month, because we're giving away prizes every single day. And with these daily prize giveaways to the residents from participating businesses, as your business dollar and brand increases, so does the fun in each community. We believe teamwork makes the community work. It's a you scratch my back, I scratch yours approach. Nobody loses. And the most amazing part is, instead of you paying thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars every single month, whether you're a large corporation or small business, you're only paying $99, and that is for a limited time. It will not remain $99. The reason why is because we have to pay our bills also. But for $99 and us giving the consumers half, which means you go out, you get 100 businesses, you got $4,800 coming back in. And the beautiful thing about this also is every time that you place an order, we have the high school students as well as the college students who are creating these virtual business cards, and they're also getting residual. We can get these college students out of debt, and not only that, but we can share with these high school students in every city, in every state. This is a way for you to get residual. So if you decide at the end of your school year that you don't want to go to college, you still have some funds to sustain you on a monthly basis to where until you decide what it is that you want to do. So as long as you keep this $99 package, your whole community is being fed. Your whole community is eating. Your whole community is getting residual. It's not a one-time payment. We're feeding our communities with residual. So small businesses, as you register your VB card, VB Solution, contact those high school and college institutions within your community, establishing and creating partnership with these educational institutions, meaning we will bring the students to you. You will know the student and the many institutions that are supporting and sharing your VB card via mobile and social media. One thing we can agree on, despite our country's division, and that's our children, and that's providing them with opportunity that wasn't afforded to us. Together with our students, we will empower all communities that are participating, whether that be blue, red, green, or purple. No one is exempt. The greatest form of advertising will always be word of mouth. So as you register, we support those businesses that are supporting their communities.